Hi everyone. I just wanted to share with you this really strange conspiracy theorist that I have been following since I was a teenager. So more than 20 years I've been following this guy called Alex Chiu. He's got a really weird website. He's still selling immortality devices, which are really strong magnets that you wear in your hands. I've never used them and have no interest in getting them. But he had other parts of his website that were just so weird that I had to share it with you, especially this world corporation plan that he had on his website. If it's hard to find in his website, you'll have to like do a little bit of digging on Google to find it or dig around the links on his website. So I will share with you what he thinks the world is going to be like in the future. So he created these pages in 2000, and I'm going to narrate them for you. It says, in the near future, USA will fight a nuclear World War III with China. Both sides will be severely destroyed. People are finally tired of war. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. People want the war to stop. If a nuclear bomb has been dropped on New York, the entire state will become a wasteland where nobody dares to live for the next 50 years. Nobody dares to go to New York to pick up the rotting corpses because people are afraid of radiation. Lots of people who lived in Virginia, Maryland, and New Jersey moved to the West because they are afraid of radiation. So when a nuclear war finally happened, people will agree that there cannot be another nuclear war. That's the time we should incorporate the countries which participated in World War III, consolidate the strongest countries like USA, China, Russia, and Japan into one corporation. These countries can no longer declare war against each other. Another word, these nations become one single country, the corporation of the world. It gets weirder and weirder, I swear. For example, USA, China, Russia, and Japan are consolidated into one huge corporation. This is the birth of the world's first corporation. We grant the dictator of China 3% of the corporation shares. We grant the United States president also 3% of the corporation shares. The Japanese prime minister or the Russian president will also receive 3% of the corporation shares. When the corporation goes public, they all become billionaires. It gets weirder and weirder. I'll keep going. If anyone who holds lots of power disagrees to this incorporation of the world idea, we just buy him out with the corporation shares. And then if you look at these little like comics like depicting like what's going to happen, they're just so hilarious. So this guy in the greenish gray is like saying, "Hey, if you support the incorporation of our country, you'll be given 0.06% of the corporation shares. Within a few years, you'll become a billionaire." And this guy is like getting swayed. He's like, "Oh, And then they're saying, "Think about it, Mr. President. You only have 2 more years in office. If you don't want to become a billionaire, I'm sure the next president would be glad to. So do you want to walk out of office as a billionaire, or would you like to let the next president become the billionaire?" It's so funny, but like I see a lot of weirdness like mirroring with like actual society and actual politics. Even though it's not 100% accurate, it's just like the ludicrousness is there. And let's let it keep going. So how does this corporation of the world earn money? How does this corporation attract investors? The corporation of the world, just like any other government, will tax its citizens. Part of the tax money will be given to the shareholders as dividends. Profit. The corporation can reinvest the money collected from tax to conduct government businesses to earn more money for the corporation. Most of the tax money will be used to build our cities. So they have a little flow chart. So the corporation's in the middle, and then at the top left, you got building our cities. Top right, we've got investors. Bottom left, we got government businesses. And then at the bottom right, we got the shareholders. If our cities, our medical technology, or our education improves, our economy also improves. If our economy improves, the corporation can collect more tax. More tax means more profit for the shareholders. This corporation is just like a regular corporation. Investors will be attracted by the corporation because it is the world's biggest, most reliable, most stable business. This government corporation does not even need to give shareholders dividends, and people will still invest in its stocks. You cannot lose if you invest in this business. The corporation can invest the tax money in various businesses in order to earn more money for the corporation. The military leaders, the presidents, the powerful government leaders will all become extremely rich. This is the attractiveness of this corporation idea. And then the picture at the bottom is captioned with, "Hey, you are not selling your country. You're just saving the world by making peace." And it gets even weirder, so let's continue. All right, so this part just talks about how once all of these countries become incorporated, they no longer own their own armies. All of their armies now are part of the corporation. So, for example, if China, the United States, Japan, and Russia all become one corporation, all of their armies are now part of the corporation. And to make sure no one fights each other, they transfer a bunch of different soldiers to each of the different locations within the corporation. And then it goes into when the leaders of other countries realize that the corporation leaders are all becoming extremely wealthy, they'll also want us to incorporate their countries. And then there's usually just one head agency and that owns the military of every corporation. So this is like an example chart at the bottom where it shows three potential different corporations. So, for example, Corporation A would be the US, China, Russia, and Japan. Corporation B is Germany, England, France, Austria, and Italy. And Corporation C could be Israel, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, and Turkey. It just gets weirder and weirder, guys. All right, this is getting weirder. So, this next part is just hilarious to read, so I'm going to just read it to you. It's just like the New York Stock Exchange. Your company is incorporated and you become a multi-billionaire. Again, you are not selling your country. You are just saving the world by making peace. We turn this, which is a soldier at war, into this, and then it shows like a stock ticker. Killing, invasion, and suppression will be so out of style. The World Corporation is the way of the future. Every leader wants to look like a gentle billionaire in the future, as prestigious as the British royal family, and as handsome as a university professor. That's like really weird to say. So if China is incorporated, do the Chinese have to obey the Americans and solve their human rights problems? The answer is no. After China is incorporated, the Chinese government still operates the same way. They still have their own police force and their own law. They don't have to listen to anyone. But after China is incorporated, they no longer own their military. Therefore, China cannot declare war on other countries anymore. If there is a big flood or a big riot, it is the duty of the corporation to send in troops to help the Chinese government. And it just gets weirder and weirder. So I'm going to keep narrating this for you, but I'm running out of room on this, so we may have to go to a part 2.